Hey everybody, thanks for watching. This is Andrew from Schnauzerface Minis. Today I'll be doing my first Warhammer tutorial. This is a Space Marine Terminator done in the Salamander scheme. After priming the model black, I start with Reaper Master Series Pine Green. Reaper paints are pretty thin, so a 3:2 paint to water ratio works just fine. Even with an airbrush, it's best to build up colors with multiple thin coats. The first highlight is Leaf Green. I simulate an overhead light effect by shooting down at the model. I leave Pine Green only in the deepest shadows. Next is Pale Green. With each successive highlight, I'll leave a little bit of the previous layer to build up a gradient. Just for reference, I'm sidestepping a few things while painting this model, as I'm just going for something a little bit above tabletop quality. The Terminators work in, I think, units of 5 or 6, so I don't want to spend 8 or more hours on each model. I think it's important to divide painting time sensibly. I try to get each member of a unit done in an hour and a half if possible. That leaves more time for centerpiece models like Warjacks and Warbeasts and vehicles and stuff like that, where I don't mind spending 10 or 20 or more hours on one model. I used GW Leviathan Purple at a 4:1 water to wash ratio for the shadows. Adding a little purple to the darkest areas just adds some visual interest, but this is definitely an optional step. I tie the colors together with Leaf Green at a 6:1 ratio of water to paint. Be sure to let each layer dry before adding another coat or the glaze will pool. I base coat these gumdrop looking things with Vallejo Game Color Black. I think this is why I prefer War Machine sculpts over 40k sculpts. I mean, none of our models have these ridiculous looking shoulder pads. I highlight the gumdrops with P3 Coal Black. I find highlighting black with gray and white is kind of boring, so I'll usually use blue, but this is totally a personal preference. For the Wolverine claws, I base coat with Vallejo Model Air Black Metallic. The next few steps didn't show up very well on camera, but they look good in person. I use P3 blue ink at about a 10:1 ratio of water to ink. This is pretty subtle, but it puts a little color into the claws. I base coat gold areas with earth brown. Typically I'll base golds with brown, silvers with black, and copper with reddish brown. This just provides a nice, rich foundation for your metallics. I use Vallejo Liquid Metal Old Gold. This is an alcohol-based paint, so it needs to be thinned with alcohol. Most people use isopropyl alcohol, but me, I use a 40. This is 40K after all. I highlight the gold with a 1-to-1 mix of old gold and silver. Remember, you can't mix traditional acrylics with these paints, so keep them separate. I use VMA Silver to go back and pick out a few details. This is going to deviate from the studio scheme a little, but I think it breaks up the monotony of the green. I should mention, this is my own interpretation of the Salamander scheme. I don't know anything about 40K, so if I do something that might make your models confusing to your opponent, just ignore it. I base coat the purity seal with P3 Menoth White base. My memory card ran out of space right here, but I also highlighted it with Menoth White highlight. Now I coat the whole model with Liquitex gloss varnish. This will protect the airbrush work and provide a really slick surface for an oil wash. I prep an oil wash with mineral spirits and Winsor & Newton Ivory Black. Previously, I did a tutorial on making oil washes, and I've included a link in the description. I get some clean mineral spirits on a Q-tip and clean up the oil wash. This will help to reclaim your highlights without disturbing the pigment in the recesses. Once it's dry to the touch, I seal the wash in place with Tester's Dull Coat. This will kill the shine from the gloss, but it'll also dull the metallics, so now is a good time to go back and touch those up. For the eyes, I use Vallejo Game Color Bloody Red, Orange Red, Sun Yellow, and then Vallejo Model Air White. My biggest recommendation for painting eyes, don't do it with the camera in front of your face. For the base, I water down Liquitex Matte Medium at about a 1-to-1 ratio and pool it all around. I use the same brush and start piling on various Vallejo weathering pigments. I want the base to look like fresh mud, so I just throw in any colors that I think look muddy. To get a permanent shine, I add Wyman Floor Polish, which I think is basically the environmentally friendly alternative to future floor polish. The pigment will absorb it and look like wet mud. You may need to use 2 or 3 applications though. The pigment can hold quite a bit of this stuff. That's it for this one. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.